Working Class on Deercast. We are here. It is I don't even know, the last week or so of August. I'm lost track of time.
I think the 21st or 22nd, something like that.
That's right. Well, Austin Chandler, you're with me. How are you?
How's it going, my man?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
We're going to probably see each other significantly less from this episode until you're done with harvest.
Yeah, it's getting to be the busy time of season, but it's a time we look forward to every year. And man, Can you believe it's here already?
No. So last week we kind of talked about this a little bit, like the preseason anxiety. It was myself, Doug, and Lee.
Yep.
And you tried to join, but your internet sucks where you live.
I live in the boondocks, man. It's hard to get out.
So that episode, I feel good about like all my deer stuff, but I also feel behind. And I feel more behind each day, especially since we did that episode.
Yep.
But I have this ball of motivational anxiety. Not necessarily like, I have a lot to do, but it's more I can't wait for season anxiety than it is like stressed about things to do.
Yeah, that's a good thing though. Like,
yeah,
I'm anxious too, but I'm anxious in a good way. I look forward to this time of year so much, and the leaves are getting ready to change, and the mornings are going to cool off, and
I know
the combines are going to be firing up.
Well, it doesn't help now that's like the 9,500 degree weather just kicked on this week, but
it's going to speed things up. So 5 days from now, the leaves are going to be, you're going to see brown corn stalks. You're going to see the leaves starting to turn in some of the trees. I mean, these high temps are going to speed things up. So it's going to look different.
I feel more excited for hunting season this year than I ever have. And I always feel like after each season, I'm like, man, I just hope I never lose it. I guess I have a worry of losing my excitement.
You're passionate enough. I don't think I'd be too worried. I'm 40 years old. I still feel like I'm 15 when the fall rolls around.
Right. But do you feel like more excited this year, less excited? And like, if so, why?
I'm about the same. Like the last few years, I've planned big hunts in the fall. And so that gives you something to look forward to just in itself. And then you couple the whitetail season with it. And it's just like, man, I can't get enough of it.
It's nice to get like a Western fall hunt in and then come back to whitetail. You almost like shook all your pre-hunt anxieties off in your Western hunt. Like,
well, and it takes 3 or 4 weeks off the wait to get to whitetail season too, so it speeds your season up a little bit, gets it here faster.
Work on building up your winter fat again.
Yeah. Right.
So that being said, we're excited about whitetails. We're just talking game plans here in the studio before we jumped on this episode, but you've had an elk hunt planned in Wyoming.
Yep.
And which I want to talk a little bit about that. And I honestly, I'll be full transparency, I had no intention on doing a Western hunt this year. I didn't put it in for any tags, nothing like that. Didn't have anything planned. And we did a podcast with Mountain Ops with Jake Powers several weeks ago on the normal WCB series. Shout out to everybody who reacted to that episode. Really, it was the listener reaction to that episode. So because of our listeners, they called me and were like, hey, I'm paraphrasing. Basically it was, hey, wow, we're really impressed with the feedback and the response we had from doing your guys' show. It was really great. Hey, do you want to come elk hunting with us in Utah?
Man, you can't beat that.
And I'm like, oh, what? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, but I didn't plan on it.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. So I'm like, wow, that's incredible that they even offered that. And they did
Very
it
cool.
because of the response and the reactions from everybody. Listen, so shout out to you guys. That is also why we're doing a massive giveaway right now with bows and coolers and all sorts of stuff if you go and make any purchase at Mountain Ops right now and use code WCB. So there's a chance that we can win a second elk tag for Eric. So that's part of the reason why we're pushing so hard and why we're investing in giving away an elite and investing in some custom grizzly coolers and all this hunting gear. So we're trying to give back. If people are going to use the code anyway like they did, that basically got us this first elk tag, it's like, well, let's give some stuff away and reward our listeners for supporting us through a brand who gave us a chance.
Yep.
And in turn, hopefully we get to go, Eric gets to kill an elk too, or try to kill an elk.
Man, how cool would that be? You guys go out there and double up.
Well, how cool would it be if you kill one and then we both kill elk?
Yeah, we're on the team now, so these Midwest boys got to show people how it's done.
Yeah. We didn't get signed. They had the elk bow hunting league shut down, but
oh, it was shut down. Dang it.
It was shut down. I tried to sign up. I'm like, oh man. But anyway, so lots to look forward to there. a lot of unknowns. I've never hunted Utah. I don't know what to expect.
You're going to love it, man. It's so pretty out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you cut your teeth hunting Utah.
Yep. I used to hunt the Wasatch Front just for cows. When I was young, my dad would take me out there and we'd go out there and hunt for cows with the bow, like in late August. School would just start up, and then we'd go out there and hunt for cows with the bow. And I killed 3 cows with a bow out there. It's a lot of fun.
That was your first animal you ever killed with a bow.
Yep. Last day of the hunt, on the first hunt when we went out there in 1997, I dropped a 50-yard bomb on a big old cow.
How old were you in 97?
14.
Yeah, I was 7. So that's hilarious.
It was awesome.
We told that story in detail. Your dad was like, "You little shit."
You little shit. Yeah, just aced a 50-yard shot and back then, equipment was a little bit different. So making a 50-yard shot back then was like a 80-yard shot now. Yeah.
Your arrow's like lobbed into
Shooting the old aluminum arrows with the Thunderhead broadhead and
just classic
old school shit, man.
See, that's cool. That's like a great nostalgia story. So I've been putting in for Utah points for a long time for, pronghorn, elk, and mule deer, and I'm waiting for a draw tag. Obviously, I'm going to try and do that in the next 5 years or so. Same thing with like Colorado, and I'm building points back up for Wyoming.
Yep.
But you have been building points for Wyoming elk.
Yeah, I think this was 3 or 4 points. I think this was 4 points that I had.
No, this has been 5 because I remember you had 4 last year and didn't draw.
Because I had to split. Yeah, I tried to split with my dad. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So this would be 5 points coming in and drew this year. So I got the elk tag this year, and then next year I think I've got 4 or 5 points for deer. So I'll be getting close to being able to draw a deer tag out there with Trey too. So
yeah, you should be able to draw a deer tag with that. I think I drew my elk tag on 4 points.
Yep.
Last year, and I drew my deer tag on 5.
Yep.
So
man, that's pretty high up on the list for me to go out there, and I'd love to shoot a big velvet one. Sorry, Devin, I like the velvet ones. But
you want a velvet muley?
I'd like to kill a big velvet muley. Yeah,
they're neat, man. And all right, I'm gonna start some arguments with this one. It wouldn't be that difficult of a hunt if the terrain wasn't so crazy.
Right.
But that's what makes it hard.
Yep.
But so let's talk about elk. I'll stay on elk for a little bit. I know this is deer cast, but this is what we're preseason anxieties here a little bit, part 2. What are you shooting for an elk? Like, what's your goal?
I actually talked to Trey this morning. He said, man, any good solid 6x that you see, like 280 to 300 is a very doable caliber of animal out there. He said you could see one bigger.
Yeah.
So any solid 6x6, if the guide gives me the thumbs up, then I'm gonna take the shot. So
I'll tell you, and I already told you this, but I'll tell you again to help your confidence. If I would have been anybody else in the week of elk hunting I had there last year with my bow, I would have killed a 300-inch bull, and it would have just been beautiful. But it was the week of close but no cigar. Mm-hmm. Like, we were in bulls, a bull would come in, I'd get drawn. I drew back. I drew my bow every day except the first day.
Man, that's wild. To be in the elk that much, like to consistently be in there in the middle of them, that's awesome.
We found them, and I think we got lucky. We found them, and they just didn't leave the area we were in for my week. Now, they did kind of move, like they moved over like I don't know what you call it, a mountain.
Right.
So we at the end of the hunt, we had to go up on the other side and find them again. But for the most part, like, we were in the pockets.
Yeah, well, they just naturally move more than a deer, so you're going to have to follow them around a little bit. But that's cool. That's just a testament to that area, to be an elk like that.
The numbers are there, you know. And I will tell you this: I could have shot any bull. I could have killed like a raghorn and some smaller bull. I could have. I got pictures of me standing there with like a raghorn like 10 feet from me. Yeah. But the biggest bull we saw was 330 to 340 range, and I had him at like 40 yards, no shot.
That's a big bull.
Big bull, dude. I was about to poop my pants. And then we were all in them.
Yep.
So
I'm so pumped to get out there just to see that scenery. Like, I'm going out, I'm driving out by myself, and Leah's like, well, are you going to get tired? Or are you going to get bored? I'm like, man, I got 18 or 19 hours in my nice new truck with a good stereo and some jams, and I'm just going to enjoy the trip out there and watch the mountains. And
that's what I do, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait.
I like those drives because I did it for my mule deer hunt and my elk hunt. Yep. And I went by myself, drove out there, and it is kind of nice. You kind of get in your zen a little bit.
Yep.
And you just like enjoy it, dude. You go leave a day early, if you
Yep.
can.
That's what I'm going to do.
Don't be in a hurry.
Yep.
Stop and get a hotel in like Laramie where it's just easy.
Yep. Just get into Wyoming, get 13 or 14 hours down and take a break and enjoy the drive.
Get a good dinner, sleep in, that makes a big difference rather than if you just like push through, you're already exhausted when you get there.
Oh, that's too long of a drive to just try to power through it. That's a long
It's like
one.
23 hours to camp.
Oh, I was thinking like 19 or 20. So it's even further than I thought.
19 or 20 to the town.
Right.
And then to get to camp.
Yep.
It takes you 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get to camp.
Yep.
Roughly.
Man, I can't wait.
You're going to love it. I mean, I know you're familiar with that terrain, but you haven't been out there in the fall yet.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen that western Wyoming country in the fall, so really looking forward to it.
It's magical, man. Like where we were in the pocket, the first day I was kind of like, uh-oh, what's going on? Because we didn't see any elk. And I'm like, I expected to see elk.
Yeah.
Because you see them all the time in the spring.
Right.
And once we found them,
all over the place.
it's crazy.
I just can't wait to hear a bull scream. Like it's been, I think 2009 was the last time I hunted elk, and that was for a cow. But the last time I hunted for a bull, I ended up killing a good bull in Utah, and that was in 2006. So
Oh, really?
it's been a long time since I chased after a bull.
I feel like you never talk about that bull.
It was a gun hunt, so I mean, an awesome hunt, and it's the only bull I've ever killed. So it was awesome. But
He's like a 330 bull, isn't he?
320. Yep.
Yeah, it's a giant.
He's got a big,
in my eyes.
He's got a big kicker coming off one of his back tines, but he was chasing a cow really hard. It was like September 20th or something like that, and he was chasing this cow. But I was actually taking a nap. It was like right around 1 or 2 o'clock. I had ate my lunch and laid down and was taking a nap, and he screamed and woke me up. And then I got in.
How far was he when he bugled?
Oh, 200 or 300 yards.
No kidding.
So I kind of made my way up to him and sat down in this little meadow, and he just came hauling ass chasing this cow in the middle of the day. I dumped him at like 90 yards.
Whoa. See, that's cool though. Yeah, it's like it sucks to be like, oh, it was a gun hunt.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. I mean, being a hardcore bow hunter, it takes a little bit away from it. Like now being, the way I am
You
now.
put your own mental asterisk on it is what you do.
For sure.
Because I kind of do that a little bit too. I try to not be that way.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, all right, I'll give you a couple examples. Because I know Doug does this as well. Like, Doug killed his bear and his kudu with a gun.
Yep.
And I think he does the same thing, kind of.
Not that we're not grateful for the animal or the opportunity or the experience.
It's a personal fault that we do that, I think.
But once he hits the dirt, you're like, man, I wish I could have done that with a bow.
I will say, when I shot my elk last year with a gun, I was jacked up.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I had hunted 7-8 days with my bow and just had all those close encounters. And then I had hunted 3 or 4 days with a gun. So I'd had some days like hard hunting and, dark to dark. And when I did shoot my bull, I was like, dude, I think Wyoming's just impossible to kill an elk. Obviously, that's not true, but it just was like so close, no opportunity. Yeah. So close, no opportunity. And then so when I finally shot mine, I'm like, it was like a big weight lifted off my shoulders a little bit.
Yep.
And I had just dreamed about killing an elk since I started watching hunt videos when I was 9 or 10, you know? So for me, it was awesome. So, but it's like after the fact, you still mentally asterisk it a little bit.
Yep.
And that's a personal fault, I think.
Well, it's just the way I've always been. I love bow hunting so much. I don't know. To me, it's just like the most primitive, truest form of hunting. That's what I just enjoy it so much.
Well, yeah, I agree. But I just mean, it's like, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because it's still awesome.
Oh, I'll remember my gun kill on that elk for the rest of my life. It was so awesome.
But I do think, me going back, like if it would have been anybody else on my hunt, one little adjustment left or right, then they would be killing bulls.
That's how it goes, man. Hopefully I make the right call when I'm out there and go on the left trail versus the right or
that's
whatever.
The thing. It's like, that's what the crazy thing about elk hunting. And I love how we're on a Whitetail podcast talking about, serious podcast talking about elk. But it's, when I would sit down, you hear the bull bugling, like Devin would get off and cow call, and you're like looking at all the jack pines and some of the trees. You're like, I don't know where he's going to come through. He's just going to come crashing through. And so that is, for me, is like the biggest learning curve, is like where to set up and how.
Yep. And
I think, maybe it's just by chance, but it seems like every time I'd sit down, the bull would be a little further than I thought, or would go through the thick stuff when I expected him to take this trail, that type of thing, you know?
It's a lot different for a Midwest boy going out there and trying to pick things up, just trying to figure out thermals and there's not really a good way to do it because they swirl so much, but just learning the basics of kind of how the thermals work around. And
Yeah.
that's a big part of it, I think.
I think it's really good to learn that.
Yeah.
Like, because it's the same in the Midwest where there's terrain, but on just a very minute scale.
Yeah, it's just so different out there with the way it comes, they drop down and everything goes down the valley and then it lifts. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it took me a couple of years to get onto that, but once I started paying attention to that, I found myself getting in front of more animals out there.
It's cool to learn all that, and it's motivating. Like, anywhere there was like a bench, I found, because it got pretty hot during the day when I was there. I was like there between the September 7th and like that week, which is the same week you're going. It'd get hot, and then we'd go into the dark timber, and we were on elk all day in that dark timber,
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's like you find a bench, and we'd tuck into that bench. That's where we had that big one come in. He came in silent. I was set up kind of between two trail below me, trail above me. I was sitting in these jack pines, and Devin and Braden were up high. Meow, meow, meow. And I just see legs come in, and that big bastard look around, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But like the biggest tree in Wyoming fell down right over the trail, and he kind of was like doing the head bob, like kind of looking over, looking under, didn't see any cows. And then he just literally turned around, not spooked or nothing, just turned around, and then he just disappeared into the dark timber. And I'm like, for the next 30 minutes, I'm like, scanning to see if he's going to get around. And I think he just went back to where he came from.
Yeah, didn't see what he wanted to see, so he just went back.
I was a nervous wreck. I think it was big.
That'd get the old ticker thumping.
Yeah. And I know what bull it was, too, because we got him out in the open on the spotter, and he's like, Trey said 330s bull.
Yep. It's a big boy. That'd do just fine.
Maybe he'll still be in there, and you'll kill him.
Yeah, when he's like 360 now.
How cool would that be? I asked Trey if he heard about anybody shooting it. I mean, somebody could have went there and shot it, and he'd never know, but he's a respected guide. He normally knows.
Yeah.
And he said he never heard anybody killing a bull that big.
Man, it'd be cool. I'd like to see a big one like that, just to see one. But like I said, any solid bull, like, I'm not going to be picky. The first good bull I see with a bow, it's like my moose. When I had one day of hunting under my belt and had that group of bulls come in, and my bull was like a 38-inch bull. I didn't even think about passing that animal.
Yeah.
And this hunt's going to be the same for me. Like, if I can get it done with my bow, I'll take a 280, 300, whatever. That's going to be an awesome animal.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with an elk. I didn't shoot the raghorn. It's not that I'm like above that or nothing, but I set my personal goals a little higher. Like, I wanted to look elkable.
Yep.
Elky.
A good representative of the species.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I killed a 5-point in mid-October that, I mean, I think he's about as big as like a clean 5x would get without, being a little longer and having 6x6.
Really nice bull.
Yeah, good bull. I think he was an older bull, just was a 5x5 from what Trey and Franco told me. They're like, hey, he's just 5x5. He's like a big bully buck kind of type deal, is what I kind of gathered from it.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk whitetails. Your goal for elk is what you just said, like, good representation of an elk. Whitetails, you've killed whitetails every year since what year? 95, 96?
97. No, 97 was my elk hunt, and then I killed my first big buck in 98.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since 1998, you've been killing good whitetails.
I had a dry spell in there. I went 5 years without killing one because I was waiting on such a high caliber animal.
Yeah, because you kind of spoiled yourself, right? Not spoiled yourself. You got ruined.
I started off on a couple big bucks, and after that, I'm just like, this is what I want to do. So I went 4 or 5 years without shooting one. But
that's impressive.
Since about 2009, I've shot good bucks every year.
5 years of just committed to passing deer for a big one.
I did it too through college. Yeah.
That's a long time to not settle.
Yeah. Well, if you want to shoot the good ones, you can't shoot the mediocre ones. So I've always, ever since I shot that first one, I was like a 50s 8 or a 60s 10 was kind of the caliber of deer that I've been interested in. Mm-hmm. I haven't matured a whole lot. It's just, I've always liked that size of animal, and that's what I've always targeted.
Well, if you try to kill 180s or better every year,
you're going to be waiting a lot.
Yeah. And that goes back to like what we've always talked about is I want to shoot deer.
Yep.
I don't want to not shoot deer. I like shooting deer.
It's an interesting topic. I've got friends that do that. I've got friends that'll wait on 6-year-old deer and nothing less. Most of the time they're passing 160 type deer, And now, it's going to pay off after doing it for 2 or 3 years, but I don't like waiting 2 or 3 years. Like my philosophy has always been hunt the most mature deer on your farm. And, I'm spread out over a bunch of acres, so I have some pretty good opportunity on big old deer. So, every year I seem to run into 50s or 60s type deer, or even a couple of them. So.
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's tough. I'm at a weird point in deer hunting, and that's my personal opinion. Other people be like, what are you talking about? I think I only analyze it because it's my hunting. But we were talking before this. I kill big 8-pointers. That's like kind of my thing.
Yep.
It seems like every year I hunt, there's a big 8 that I could go after, like a mature 150 plus inch 8.
It's a big 8.
And I love them.
Yep.
But I don't want this to seem ungrateful, what I'm about to say, because I'm very grateful. And I'll shoot them deer every year if that's what I got to shoot. But how many years in a row am I going to kill a 150, even though they're mature animals?
It's like you were just destined to kill those big 50s 8-pointers.
Did I ever tell you why I think it is? So we got this painting. My dad got it. I asked for this for Christmas from the Cabela's catalog when I was like 12. My dad got me the Michael Sieve. Is it Michael Sieve? Sieve painting? He's an artist.
Okay.
And the title of the painting is The Great 8.
Yeah.
And I have it in my bathroom at the house, and it's just this giant, clean mainframe 8 in heavy timber, like looking.
Yeah.
And my dad and I were just obsessed with that painting. And I swear that is like cursed me. Not cursed me. It's a good curse.
Right.
That's the wrong term. Cast a spell on me to just have big 8-pointers walk by me.
It's a horrible curse to have. But
Yeah, it sucks.
Somebody's got to do it.
It sucks. But, it's like I passed a really good 8. Actually, I drew back on him and didn't shoot. A really good 8 last year. And he's 150, I thought, even.
Yep.
And then I got an opportunity on a buck on my farm, which is he was a 150 clean 8, actually.
Yep. Beautiful deer.
Beautiful buck. Thankful for a mature buck. I think a 5-year-old. Shot him. But I basically was like, if I'm going to shoot, I'd shoot that deer over any other deer.
Yeah.
Because it was like first year on my own farm, blah, blah, blah. The whole
Well, being the 8-point king, like it's just fitting that you kill a big 8-pointer off your own farm.
the first deer.
Yeah.
First buck killed, yeah. So me going back to like, I don't want to seem ungrateful, but I've got 6 8-pointers over 150.
Yeah, that's a pile.
You're
ready for a 10.
I'm ready for give me a 9.
Just a 9. Just one more time.
Give me an 8 with a split G2. I don't want that to sound wrong.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, you're maturing as a bow hunter. You're looking for that next caliber animal, something that's a 5x5 that's a solid 5-year-old 5x5.
Give me a 4x4 with eye guard. But that being said, too, I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to go 5 years and not shoot a deer.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to curse away those mature 5-year-old 8-pointers, or what a lot of people consider like giant bully bucks type deer, I like them still. Don't go away forever. Like, stick around.
Well, here's what you got to do, Kurt. You keep killing all these deer in October, and you're not getting to hunt any of the rut or any of December, so you got to slow down a little bit.
That's what it is.
Let those 8-pointers walk in October, and then you kill your big boys in November and December.
You're right. That's what it is. That's a heavy inkling on like my situation.
Yeah.
My trigger finger has a chicken pox,
dude. When you see a big old 5-year-old buck,
I can't shoot him.
It's so hard to pass him.
Like my saddle buck last year.
Yep.
I know. You tell me every year. You tell me what you just told me. You tell me every year. I just can't help it. But I think my mindset's pretty healthy right now.
Well, you've got some good options this year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't think I've seen so many good bucks in the last few years as what I've seen this year, as far as like buddies sharing pictures.
Yeah.
And man, I've got 3 or 4 buddies that have all got slobs. I think it's going to be an awesome fall.
Spread out between the entire crew of ours and close friends from that, there's some deer in there that I'm like, it could be the season of all seasons. It also could not be. It could be the season of waiting for those giant deer, and which is fine too. I
think there's going to be some big deer get killed. I mean, from everybody. I think it's just been a really good growing season for antlers.
Well, I was doubtful with the dryness.
Yeah, it got a little dry there in the middle, but we got 1 or 2 days of rain. And then it good moisture early, and then had that dry spell, and then started getting rains again. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to be fine.
I think so too. God, it's exciting though, isn't it?
I'm so pumped. I think I've said that 5 times now.
I'm so jacked up. Like, I just got my new bow in, which is a great time to get it in the last week of August or whatever this is. And I'm rolling to Josh McDaniel's house tomorrow, or his bow shop, Shooter's Archery. And I'm just going to be like, he's going to run my bow through the works.
Yep.
Like, it's the new era
Yep.
from Elite. So,
Awesome looking bow.
dude, I love it. So he's going to bear shaft tune it. We're set in for my fixed blade broadhead. I'm running 125 fixed for elk.
Yep.
He's going to just dial me in as good as Josh can dial on a bow. And then it's my old saying, you shoot your bow like you're preparing for a fight.
Yep. Well, you got a lot of time to train. I mean, you've got a full month before the elk hunt gets here, and by the time you get sharp enough for that, then you're going right into whitetails.
Yeah, without skipping a beat, you just roll right into it.
That's one thing that's so good about that Western hunt is you're back. I'm shooting at a deer target right now at 70 yards, and shooting pretty good on a deer at 70 yards, like just getting comfortable that far back. And then once you come back from that trip, it's like, well, a 50-yard shot on a whitetail's very, very doable now.
Oh, yeah.
Comfortable,
Dude, okay, this is not a sponsor. It's just something I saw on Instagram talking about targets. Let me see if I can look it up. I always forget the name, and I apologize. But if I doubt they listen. Dead On, Dead Nuts.
Is that the one that looks like an actual animal? Like it's a 2D target?
Yeah.
I've been looking at those. I was looking at the elk one.
Yeah, Dead Nuts Outdoors. DeadNutsOutdoors.com. Yeah, I've been looking at that elk one. It's a 2D bull elk broadside target.
They're big. It's like life size.
Yeah, I think it is. This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking at these. They're, what's the dimensions? It's got 2 replacement vital zones.
Yeah. We should have got one of those.
I know. I'm trying to see where the dimensions are at. Should be right in front of my face here. But anyway, it's huge. It's full size.
It's nice to be able to practice on what you're actually going to be shooting at. Makes you a lot more comfortable in the heat of the moment.
The tip of the antler is 71.5 inches, and it's 86 inches long.
It's a big target.
But you just put it in front of your box or your block target or whatever you're shooting.
Yep.
But it looks realistic.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah, we should have got one of those about a month ago.
I know. I'm thinking about ordering one now, but
overnight it, and I'll go halvesies with you.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Probably be good to get together and shoot anyway, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Practice some of them 80 and 90-yard bombs on that thing, and then in the heat of the moment, you're ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, we'll order one up. Because if Eric gets his tag, we'll just all tear up the same target. So, yeah, we can put it at put it at 80 yards and get those in. That way when you got one at 40, it's just like, drop it right in there,
Easy.
I got, what I did? I took, so I got the kids a new swing set.
Okay.
And I'm getting ready to pick, the old wood swing set's been in my yard since we moved in. I was getting ready to pick it up, the forks of my tractor, just dump it in the fire pit. And Lee Her's like, oh, why don't you just take it and use it as your target stand? You can hang bags from it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you're the man. So I unbolted the swing set part and put it over, and I got where the cross members are for the swing set, the support.
Yeah.
I put 2 boards and put a block target on top, and I got my big orange target on the bottom. So it's like a full wall of targets.
That's a great idea.
And then I'm going to put my deer targets on the side, but that'll work perfect with that elk target.
Yeah.
And kind of just stick it right over it.
I've got one I need to get rid of. I'm going to do that with mine.
Yeah. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop at Walmart and get some cheap carabiners and some little bit of chain. You can just hang your block right from it. And
man, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Good call, Lee.
Yeah. I'm like, God, I'm glad you said something about that. So tip, if you got an old swing set around, I just like to burn stuff. I was getting ready to throw it in the burn pit,
right.
Watch the kids cry. Life is tough. But yeah, there's random rambling pro tips to practice,
I love it, man.
How do you, when you practice in the summer, are you shooting at dots on your 3D targets?
I mix it up. I've got a bag that has circles on it. So I'll shoot at that, multi-faced, multi-circles on the bag. And then I've got a deer target that I'll set out. And I try to practice my further back shots using that because I feel like aiming at a dot way far back, it just doesn't mentally get me where I want to be. So if I have an actual a deer target out there, I like doing that.
Nothing but hurt feelings when you're aiming at dots at a long distance.
Yep.
It's only because, you're shooting at a 2-inch dot, and if you're 2 inches outside the dot, you're like, I missed.
Yeah.
And that hurts your confidence level.
Yep.
Whereas if you got a deer target at 50 and they're all in the lung,
Yep.
you're like, yeah, that's what I want.
Money.
Yeah.
I go by the pie plate technique. If I'm in a pie plate, then I'm feeling pretty good. So pie plating at 70 now and getting tighter at 80. Like I'm 50-50 right now at pie plating at 80 yards. So that's pretty good for me.
Dude, I've given up a little bit on long range shooting.
Yeah.
That sounds bad.
I like doing it, but I'm not expecting to take an 80-yard shot out there, but I just like to kind of test my limits. And I know a lot of guys that shoot past 100, but my limit where I start to fall apart is like 80 to 90 yards.
I used to be so about it.
Yeah.
And I am still, and I still will shoot that. But my eyes, like, I can't focus on what I'm shooting at anymore. And I don't know if it's just like the last couple of years it's been bad.
We're getting old.
Obviously I need glasses. I got glasses, but I'm too big of a wussy to put in contacts. And I just can't touch my eye. And my wife makes fun of me, and everybody else who wears contacts makes fun of me, but I can't do it.
Can't you get like one of those clarifiers in your peep?
I always worry about the sun and
or like some
shadows
moisture or something getting in it.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
I always worry about that, but I can't, like, I can see, but it's the focus time. So once I draw and I'm looking through my peep, I have to like let my eye get, and by the time I go to shoot it, it's like the deer would be gone anyway.
Yep.
So I've kind of given up on those like 70 and longer yard shots, even practicing, because it just does nothing but hurt my confidence because I can't see.
Yep.
I don't know what the fix is. If anybody's got any tips, please let me know. I thought about getting LASIK, but then I hear this nightmare story about LASIK can switch your dominant eye.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, someone we know just is going through it. My father-in-law shooting guns. He just got LASIK, and we were doing the triangle thing where you pull back.
Yeah, and it switched his dominant eye.
Yeah.
Huh. That's the first I've heard of that, but that's kind of scary. I don't want to. I don't want to be a lefty.
No, I couldn't do it. We were talking about this on a podcast coming up. Darren Christianberry switched from being a right-handed shooter to a left-handed shooter.
I heard that,
and he's like winning.
He's doing pretty well. Yeah.
And I'm like, I couldn't even draw a bow back left-handed.
That'd be different. I don't think I've ever tried.
I've never tried. I don't want to embarrass myself. But I just, you know what I'm saying? It's like it hurts your confidence as a hunter. I don't want to feel that way.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But 2 or 3 years from now, we might not have a choice.
I know, man. I just don't know what the right move is.
Yeah.
Like, I think surgery would be the last move. Like, try everything
Do the
else.
contacts first.
Yeah, but I can't get them in. And then I'm worried. It's like, okay, what if I'm hunting, it falls out? Then what? What do you do?
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, but what if it falls out and you lose it?
Carry a spare with you.
It's got like solution and like
put it in your pack.
Yeah. See, I don't know. What freaked me out, I'm also a redneck, dude. I went to Walmart and got my eyes checked, and
does the same thing.
What's that?
It's the same thing.
Well, I went in there. I got contacts in my eye there, and I couldn't get them out. And I got the old Walmart lady picking at my eye.
And it makes me squeamish just thinking about it.
Yeah. So
I'm a wussy when it comes to my eyeballs, man. I don't want anybody messing with my eyes.
Yeah, my wife's like, pull your eye down, put it on your fingertip, and put it in your eye. And I'm just like crunching at the contact. I'm like, I can't do it. So I just don't know what the move is. I got to talk to Mark, because I think Mark wears his glasses when he shoots.
Yeah, that'd be tricky too. Heat of the moment, you're breathing heavy and fogging up your glasses.
Mouth breathing in.
See.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to talk to him, because I think Taylor might do the same thing. But then that's another thing. I don't have to worry about my glasses when I'm hunting.
Yeah, it's just one more thing.
Getting old sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does.
What's the move? Don't
get old.
So you don't wear contacts or nothing?
I'm like right on the edge of needing glasses. Like for my driving test, like the guy said the next time I come in, I'll probably have to have glasses.
Oh, really?
I'm like right on the edge, so I just keep fighting it, prolonging it.
I'm curious what listeners do to kind of get around that, or they just wear their glasses. Maybe that's a move. I have glasses. I do have glasses, and I don't really wear them anymore. I used to wear them at night to like watch TV from a distance. But
I've never had glasses, never had contacts. I'm just fighting it.
I need to go back to the eye doctor, but what are my options here?
Yeah, I'm just going to avoid it. I'll be blind before they'll stop me from getting my driver's license. That'll be what makes me go get my eyes fixed.
But also to the point, it's like if I could just pay like $1,500 an eye, get them fixed, if I knew it was going to be right.
Right.
Put a clarifier in one eye.
That's something you don't want to look for a bargain for. Just pay the money and go to the good guy.
Yeah, it's not like a vasectomy.
You'll equate it to a tattoo artist. Just pay the money and go to a good guy.
Yeah.
Your eyes is something you don't want to mess with.
Yeah. Or you just do it one shot. Go to tattoo artist, a guy who does vasectomies and eye surgery.
Now we're talking.
All in one roof.
Dude, guy's day.
Guy's day.
When you're over 40. What's up?
What's up? I'm not over 40 though.
Oh, man.
I'll be 33. Actually, what days your hunt start? Your elk hunt.
September 7th.
You'll be out there the 6th though.
Yeah, I'm meeting Trey on the 6th.
Okay, that's my birthday.
That's your birthday.
I was gonna see if you can go out the afternoon of the 6th and kill a bull on my birthday.
Well, talk to Trey and get me out early.
I tried to do that when I went last year. Trey was like, "Oh yeah, we'll go hunting the 6th, see if we can get a bulk shot." I'm like, "Cool." So I get out there and he's like, "Oh, you wanted to hunt?" I'm like, "Yeah, we talked to you about this. Wanted to go hunt." And we didn't, so we were just planning on the next morning. So I drank Montucky Cold Snacks, the beer.
I never heard of that one.
They're out there. You pick up a case. There's a horse galloping on them. I just drank Montucky Cold Snacks in camp all day and just enjoyed my birthday.
That's not a bad birthday.
Had nothing to do but just relax. It was nice.
Yeah.
No phone calls, nothing.
Yep.
Just stare at the mountains and drink beers.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good day to me.
It was a good day. It's a good hunt too. But I'm jacked for you, dude, on that. But I'm like kind of what we talked about. The elk hunt will kind of damper the anxiety for the whitetail season. Like
takes the edge off a little bit.
Takes the edge off. The bad thing about it is you have to take the edge off on such a high pressure type hunt.
I'll be fine.
Elk hunting's the big show.
Yeah. It's just been so long trying to draw that tag. Once you finally do, the pressure's on, but I don't mind that. I had a blast on my moose hunt, and that was, a decade in the making.
That was the big show.
That was a big one. Elk's the same way. This year I've got the Iowa whitetail tag that's taken me 6 years to draw, so I've got even more pressure on me for that Iowa tag.
This is a big season for you.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, if things go right, it could be a good year for me.
You could kill 3 bucks. Or can you kill 2 bucks in Iowa because you're
nope,
a landowner?
Just one.
Just one.
Yep, 1 buck in Iowa as a non-resident. Took, like I said, 6 years to get that tag. So I've got a nice farm over there, starting to see some good bucks. And I'm really excited for that farm because it's a huge white oak timber. Mm-hmm. So I think by the time October gets here and those acorns are dropping, that's when everybody's going to start moving in there. There's so many big landowners around. I think I'm going to really... The bucks I'm seeing now is going to double or triple by the time season gets in. So.
Especially, I'd be curious to see here in the next 4 weeks when velvet comes off, right? Roughly.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. Velvet will be coming off
about 3 weeks.
About when you're on your hunt.
Yep.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what changes and who moves where and what's coming in. Like Mark said, the brain cells develop once the velvet comes off.
Yep.
Dude, so you got a big show of a season. You could kill 2 bucks in Illinois. You could kill an elk in Wyoming. You could kill a big Iowa buck.
Yep. And killed a bear this spring up in Canada. So
yeah.
It'll be a big year if everything goes right.
That will be big.
But
all right, let's do our own predictions real quick before we close this out. Because normally Doug's does the mustache thing and makes predictions.
Man, I don't want to try to assume that role.
Let's do the Lord's predictions. Let's go. I don't know even how to start them. Who kills first out of the crew?
You're going to kill first.
Do you think, even with our conversation?
Yep. I think you're going to kill a big one, but I think it's going to be early. I think that first cold front in October, you're going to kill a big one.
Okay, I like that prediction. Okay, what about biggest? Biggest?
I think Ross is going to kill the biggest.
I would probably put my money on Ross.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's hard to go against a guy that's had experience with really big deer, and I think this could be a good season for him. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, Ross could be in the chips again. All right, who kills last? Who's in the late season?
I think I could kill a late one.
Yeah, you're kind of taking Ross's role of Mr. Late Season.
Well, Ross could be. I mean, Ross is definitely in the running. I've just planted all my food plots, so if we get the rain here in the next couple weeks, I should have some pretty good late season food, and I'm going to be pretty patient. Having 3 tags this year, I'm not in any hurry. So
yeah, you got nothing but time.
Yeah,
I think Eric's going to kill a good one this year.
I hope
just
he
because
does.
He just had a baby that brings some good juju, and he's just due.
Yep. I'd love to see him kill that one that he's been watching for a few years. That'd be an awesome one.
Yeah, 9 lives.
He's awesome.
So he messed up his antler this year.
He'd still be gnarly to kill. Just an ancient old deer.
So when Greg Ritz was in here, we had the debate. Remember that conversation? It's like, do you shoot that deer or do you wait him another year?
That's a hard one to do, but
I told Eric, I'm like, you got to shoot that deer.
kill that thing.
He could die after this year of old age or get hit by a car or whatever. That deer's old.
He is very old.
Eric thinks 10-ish.
Yep.
And I think he's got a really good like big time setup this year for his food plot.
Yeah. And if he can get in there to kill that deer where he's at, he's going to have a good chance at him. So
I think he could kill him rut, but I think his best chances are to kill him early.
It'd be cool.
First cold front.
Yep. And of course, old Doug, you
never count Doug out.
No, he's always in the running, and he's got some really good deer too. So like I said, Clint's going to have, looking at all the deer that Clint saw last year, they're all going to be studs this year. I mean, dude, the whole crew could shoot a tremendous whitetail this year. We've all got potential.
I know. It's fun to think about what could happen and how everyone's season's going to play out. Lee's on some good ones.
Yep.
Doug is he's so consistent.
Yeah.
You know,
you just kind of, it's going to happen for Doug.
Yeah. Doug will kill a good buck every year. If he doesn't, it's because he was like trying to read or something.
Passing 150s, 8-pointers.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that buck's still awesome. It's like there's no way you could ever regret that,
What a good story.
It's a good one. Well, dude, this podcast has been efficient and fun, and I'm just starting to nerd out over trail cam pictures and strategy already. And we have over a month before whitetail season's here.
Yep.
But first, good luck on your elk hunt.
Thank you, man.
I'm going to do my best. Mine's after yours. And hopefully Eric's there with me.
I hope that Eric gets that tag and you guys are going out there together, man. What an awesome trip.
I feel good about it. If you guys are kind of wondering, listen to this one. We don't really talk about it on this series as much, but if you go to our website and click that Mountain Ops link, any purchase on Mountain Ops, and if you use code WCB, you're entered.
Yep.
There's no jump in social media, jump through hoops or nothing. Any purchase. You could purchase a tub of Ignite.
Yep.
And use code WCB, you're in there. We're pulling the report of everybody who used the code. Anything over $100, we're going to double your entry, and then so on for every $100 on top of that. So even if you made multiple purchases now between the first week of September, we'll add it.
Nice.
And we'll double your entry. And so giving away a bow, coolers, all sorts of stuff, dude. We're giving away an early season hunt worth, Tarnin hunt package, like a $400 value hunting clothes, all sorts of stuff.
It's good stuff, man. I've got a shipment coming in today. Can't get enough. The Ignite. I went from no caffeine to using Ignite, and now I'm like awake all day. I never knew what caffeine was like. This is awesome.
I love caffeine, man.
I'm a farmer that never drank coffee.
You never ever did?
I cold coffees every now and then, but now that I've started on this, I'm like every day drinking Ignite. And Leah's like, well, now you know what I've been doing for the last 20 years.
I love it. It's I'm down. I don't know. I try not to weigh myself all the time, but I'm just trying to eat healthier for this hunt coming up and just to be healthier. 6 to 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going and we'll see. I slacked off for rodeo weekend a little bit. And when I say slacked off, I ate a brownie.
You treated yourself one time. I think you can get away with that.
Yeah, but I felt guilty doing it. And I'm just like, oh, they're so good. I like to eat, man.
The hard part's the beer.
I know. And I've been drinking whiskey and water if I'm going to drink.
Yep.
And that really is like just a lot of unnecessary calories.
It is. Yeah.
God, I love a good beer though.
It's hard, man. I drank 2 Blue Moons yesterday. It's just hard to get away from.
So good. There's something about it hits your lips.
It's like 170 calories in 1 Blue Moon though. It's like the heaviest beer you can drink.
I know. But this weekend's Illinois Deer and Beer Fest.
Yeah, we're going to have to drink a few there.
Yeah, I got to have a beer.
Or 2.
Or a dozen.
Yeah, it's all right.
We'll be fine. Hey,
just starve yourself for 5 days going into it.
Don't eat lunch for 5 days. You'll be fine. All right. Well, thanks, dude. Best of luck to you on your elk hunt.
Hey, same to you, brother.
We'll order one of them targets and start shooting.
Let's do it.
Cool. Thanks, everyone, watching, listening. If you got a fall Western hunt planned, best of luck to you. If not, we'll see you every week all the way through hunting season. Good luck. Get prepared. Get ready. You know what to do. Go shoot a giant. We'll see you next week. Peace.